Despite a rough timeline to reopen from July, many small businesses in Britain fear an uncertain future as pandemic safety measures will still be required. With no vaccine or treatments for COVID-19, the food and beverage industry is not convinced that they can reopen safely or at all. Holly Hudson reports.
Shoreditch, East London. Usually known for its vibrant food and drink scene, for the past 6 weeks, a ghost town. This was one of the area's most popular street food destinations, Dinerama, last summer, now gathering dust, having been forced to close indefinitely due to COVID-19. Millions of dollars has already been lost in revenue. Owner Jonathan Downey says they may not survive the year, especially if safe distancing remains.
We already know it's not worth opening. It's not going to be worth opening till the end of the year unless a vaccine arrives. It's all about the vaccine. Once that is widely available and people lose their fear of the virus, then we can reopen and try and go again. Social distancing will not work. We will not open. After lockdown, we will effectively be shut down.
Having already suffered huge losses as a result of the lockdown, restaurants and pubs now face the stark reality of safe distancing. That's currently the requirement to keep 2 metres apart to stop the spread of the coronavirus. That's roughly the distance from the end of this bar to that one. And for many in the hospitality sector, that, they say, would be impossible.
You've got a 2 there, then 2 metres, then a 2 there, then 2 metres.
For Sam Hart, it would mean drastic changes. He runs Barafina in the heart of Soho, normally a bustling tapas bistro, and says under current rules, they'd only be able to fit 8 diners in at one time.
Would you really like to come and be in a Barafina where there's 8 people in here and sitting this far apart? It's just not, that is not, I don't think, a Barafina experience. So at this sort of level of social distance, the closure is the easy bit because we're being paid by the government. We're not paying the landlords. We're in the lucky position our landlords currently are not asking for any rent. So being closed is fine. It's how we can reopen with social distancing. That is going to be the challenge for us.
A number of London branches of sandwich chain Pret a Manger have reopened in the past couple of weeks with perspex screens separating staff and customers, and others are trying to figure out new ways of functioning amid the pandemic.
People are also looking at reduced hours, they're looking at reduced menus and reduced drinks ranges as well. So when the reopen happens, it may not be exactly the same. Supply chains are going to be interrupted. People might not want to open with a full food menu. So I think it will, again, be a sort of take time for that return to some sort of normality.
There's no denying the future looks bleak for Britain's hospitality sector. The government has so far offered billions of dollars in support through rate cuts, loans and its job retention scheme. But industry leaders say if that isn't extended, millions of jobs will be lost and as many as 30% of businesses will be shut for good. Holly Hudson, CNA, London.